Adam lived on a quiet space station that floated far from Earth, drifting between trade routes that few ships used anymore. The station was old, built long before newer designs replaced it, and it carried the feeling of something forgotten. Its metal halls were dull, its lights often dim, and its walls echoed even when no one spoke. Adam liked it that way. Silence did not ask questions. He worked as a maintenance handler, fixing panels, checking air filters, and repairing machines that no one else wanted to touch. His job kept him busy, but it did not bring him close to people. He preferred working alone. When others spoke to him, he answered only what was needed. Short words. Simple replies. Then he returned to his tools. Adam had once lived on Earth. He remembered blue skies and rain that smelled clean. He remembered laughter in a small home and voices that filled the rooms. Those memories felt distant now, like images from another life. A transport accident during a colony move had taken everyone he loved. After that, Adam stopped making connections. Leaving Earth had been easier than staying and remembering. The station became his shelter. No one here knew his past. No one asked why he ate alone or why he avoided the common areas. To most people, he was just another quiet human doing a simple job. And Adam was fine with that. Each day followed the same pattern. Wake up. Eat a plain meal. Check his task list. Walk the long metal paths of the station. Fix what was broken. Then return to his small living unit and sleep. The routine helped him keep his thoughts in order. One cycle, while moving through the docking bay, Adam noticed something different. Near the edge of the wide room, close to an unused cargo lift, someone was sitting alone. At first, he thought it was a broken service unit. Then he saw the slight movement of hands. It was a young alien girl. She sat low, supported by a floating chair that hummed softly as it stayed a few inches above the floor. The chair was scratched and uneven, clearly old and poorly repaired. The girl's upper body was small, wrapped in faded fabric. Where her legs should have been, there was nothing below the waist covering. Adam realized she had no legs. She was looking at the ships beyond the docking window. Large transport vessels moved slowly outside, their lights blinking as they prepared to leave. The girl watched them without moving, as if she were watching something she could never reach. Adam slowed his steps. He did not know why. He usually walked past people without noticing them. But something about her stillness made him stop. He stood a short distance away, pretending to check a wall panel. He did not want to stare. That felt wrong. But he could not help glancing at her from time to time. No one else paid her any attention. Workers passed by, dragging carts or talking into devices. Some looked at her briefly and then looked away. Others did not look at all. The girl seemed used to it. Adam finished pretending to work and started walking again. As he passed her, he noticed her face. Her skin was a soft gray-blue color, smooth and marked with faint lines that shifted slightly as she breathed. Her eyes were large and dark, reflecting the docking lights. She looked young, though Adam did not know how age worked for her species. Her hands rested quietly in her lap. There was no sign of anger or fear on her face. Only a calm sadness. Adam felt a strange pressure in his chest. It reminded him of how he used to sit alone at night, staring out a window on Earth after the loss, feeling like the world had moved on without him. He kept walking. For the rest of the cycle, Adam tried to forget her. He focused on his work, replacing a damaged power coil and sealing a cracked air pipe. But his thoughts kept returning to the girl by the docking bay window. He wondered why she was there. Was she waiting for someone? Was she a refugee? Or had she simply found a quiet place to exist? When his shift ended, Adam passed through the docking bay again. The girl was still there in the same spot, watching the stars now. The ships were gone. Only the darkness of space remained. Adam hesitated. Talking to strangers was not something he did. He had trained himself to avoid it. But something pushed him forward, a small voice telling him that leaving her unseen felt wrong. He stopped a few steps away. She noticed him immediately. Her eyes shifted toward him, alert but not afraid. She said nothing. Adam cleared his throat. His voice felt unused. "Are you okay?" he asked. The translator unit near her collar blinked softly, processing his words. A moment later she nodded. "Yes," she said quietly. Her voice was soft, almost careful. "I am fine." Adam nodded back, unsure what to do next. He felt foolish for stopping. I see you here often," he said. That was not true, but it felt easier than explaining his real reason. She tilted her head slightly. "This place is quiet," she said. "I like quiet." Adam understood that more than he expected. "My name is Adam," he said after a pause. She looked at him for a moment as if deciding something. "I am Lena," she replied. They stood there in silence. The station hummed around them. Lights flickered softly. Somewhere far away, a door opened and closed. Adam finally nodded and stepped back. "Take care," he said. "You too," Lena replied. Adam walked away, his heart beating faster than usual. The short exchange felt heavier than any long conversation he had avoided before. As he returned to his living unit, he realized something had changed. For the first time in a long while, he was thinking about someone else when he closed his eyes. Lena remained by the window, watching the stars drift by, unaware that a quiet human had finally seen her. Adam did not plan to see Lena again so soon, but the station had its own way of repeating moments. 2 cycles after their short talk, he found her in the same place near the docking bay window. She sat quietly in her floating chair, hands folded, eyes fixed on the slow movement of stars outside. The chair made a faint uneven sound, like a tired machine struggling to stay steady. Adam noticed the sound before he noticed her face. The chair drifted slightly to one side, then corrected itself with a weak hum. It was not working well. He stopped walking. For a long moment, Adam argued with himself. Fixing things was his job, but not personal things. He repaired station systems, not people's belongings. Still, the chair was clearly unsafe. If it failed, Lena would be stuck. Or worse. Without fully deciding, Adam walked closer. "Your chair?" he said carefully, not wanting to startle her. "It's unstable." Lena looked down at the chair, then back at him. "Yes," she said. "It is old." "I can fix it," Adam said. The words came out before he could stop them. "If you want." She studied his face. Adam was used to people looking past him, not at him. It felt strange. Finally she nodded. "Thank you," Lena said. Adam crouched beside the chair. Up close, the damage was clear. The stabilizer ring was cracked and several connectors were loose. Someone had repaired it before, but poorly. Probably with parts that did not fully match. "Where did you get this?" Adam asked as he worked. "It was given to me," Lena replied. "When I arrived." Adam did not ask who gave it to her. The answer did not matter. He pulled a small tool from his belt and began tightening the connectors. The chair hummed, steadier now. Lena watched quietly. She did not move, did not interrupt. She seemed comfortable with silence. After a few minutes, Adam stepped back. "It should hold better now," he said. "But I'll need proper parts to fix it fully." Lena's eyes softened. "You do not have to," she said. "I know," Adam replied. "But I can." That was how it began. Over the next few cycles, Adam started stopping by whenever his tasks took him near Lena's area. At first he told himself it was only to check the chair. Then he noticed her translator unit flickering, missing words or delaying responses. He adjusted that too, cleaning the contacts and rewriting simple code to make it smoother. Each time Lena thanked him. She never asked for more, never complained. She accepted help the way someone accepts sunlight, quietly without expecting it to stay. One cycle, Adam noticed the door to Lena's living unit was not sealing properly. Cold air leaked through the edges, making the small space uncomfortable. He fixed the door and adjusted the heat controls. Lena watched from inside, her chair hovering close to the floor. "You live very small," Adam said without meaning it as an insult. Lena looked around her room. It held only the basics: a sleeping pad, a low table, a light panel, and a narrow window. "It is enough," she said. Adam nodded. He understood that too. They did not talk much at first. Adam worked. Lena watched or rested. But over time, small words filled the space between them. Simple things. "What is that tool?" Lena asked once. "A cutter," Adam replied. "For metal." "Does it break?" she asked. "Sometimes," he said. "Everything does." She thought about that for a while, then nodded. One cycle, Adam brought a small meal pack and ate near her while repairing a panel outside her unit. Lena watched the way he ate, slow and careful. "What is Earth like?" she asked suddenly. Adam paused. He had not spoken about Earth in a long time. The word felt heavy. "It's full," he said finally. "Too many people. Too many sounds." Lena tilted her head. "But you miss it." Adam considered lying. He did not. "I miss parts of it," he said. "The sky. Rain. Trees." "What are trees?" Lena asked. Adam smiled faintly. "Tall living things. They grow from the ground. They don't move, but they're alive." Lena listened closely. "That sounds peaceful," she said. "It was," Adam replied. "Sometimes." Another cycle, Lena spoke about herself. Not her past in detail, but small things. "My people sense energy," she said, tapping lightly against the arm of her chair. The movement of stars. The pull of space. Like gravity? Adam asked. Yes, she said. But more gentle. Like a song. Adam tried to imagine it. He could not. Humans relied on machines to feel space. Lena felt it with her body. You sense stars you can't reach, Adam said. Lena looked toward the window. Yes, she said softly. I cannot walk beneath them. But I know where they are. Adam felt a quiet ache at her words. As cycles passed, Adam found himself adjusting his routine. He timed his work so he could pass Lena's unit. He brought better parts for her chair, replacing damaged sections with stronger human materials. The chair became smoother, quieter, more stable. Lena noticed. It feels different, she said one day, floating a short distance forward. It should, Adam replied. It's safer now. She smiled. It was a small smile but real. The station remained the same, old, quiet, uncaring, but something within Adam changed. He no longer returned to his living unit immediately after work. Sometimes he sat near Lena's window, both of them watching the slow dance of distant stars. They did not always speak. Often they sat in silence. And that silence felt different from the emptiness Adam had known before. It did not press down on him. It rested beside him. One cycle, Adam spoke about his loss. Not in detail. Just enough. I had people, he said, staring at the floor. A long time ago. Lena did not ask questions. She did not offer comfort words. She simply stayed. That matters, she said after a while. Adam nodded. It did. Lena spoke about being left behind. When I could not move like others, they stopped seeing me, she said calmly. It was easier. Adam clenched his hand without realizing it. They were wrong, he said. Lena looked at him. You see me, she said. Adam met her eyes. Yes, he said. The station lights dimmed slightly as the cycle shifted. Outside, a ship passed silently, heading somewhere new. Adam realized that strength did not always mean standing tall or moving fast. Sometimes, it meant sitting beside someone and choosing not to look away. And in that quiet choice, both of them found something they had lost. The first sign that something was wrong came as a small change, easy to ignore. A light flickered in one of the long halls near the lower living units. Then another went dark for a few seconds before returning. On an old station like this, such things happened often. Most residents barely noticed. Adam noticed. He was repairing a heat panel when his tool display showed a brief drop in power. It was small, but it did not match the normal patterns. Adam frowned and checked the readings again. The numbers shifted, then steadied as if the station itself were trying to hide the problem. Around him, people continued their routines. Some talked. Some moved cargo. Some waited for instructions that never came. The station control system made no announcements. Adam finished his repair and stood still, listening to the low hum of the station. He had worked here long enough to know its sounds. This hum was wrong. It was uneven, strained. He turned and walked quickly toward Lena's living unit. She was near her window as usual, her chair hovering calmly. But her head was tilted slightly, and her hands rested flat against the armrests. You feel it, Adam said as he entered. Lena looked at him and nodded. Yes, she said. The flow is unsteady. Adam moved to her control panel and pulled up station data. Power is dropping in small waves, he said. Not enough to trigger alarms. It is not the power alone, Lena said. It is the path it takes. Adam looked at her. What do you mean? She closed her eyes for a moment. Energy is like water, she said slowly. It wants to move. Right now, it is being pushed through places that cannot hold it. Adam understood enough to be worried. That could overload the systems, he said. Yes, Lena replied. Slowly. Then all at once. A soft tremor passed through the floor. Barely noticeable but real. Elsewhere on the station, people paused. Some looked around. Some waited for announcements. None came. Adam did not wait. He grabbed his tool pack and turned back to Lena. I need you, he said. She did not hesitate. I am here. Adam guided her chair into the hall. The lights dimmed slightly as they moved, then brightened again. The station felt tired. They reached a junction where several corridors met. Adam checked his display. The main relay is stable, he muttered. But the sidelines are pulling too much. Lena raised her hand slightly. The strongest pull is below, she said. Toward the old storage ring. Adam's eyes widened. That section was never upgraded, he said. It can't handle current loads. They moved quickly. Other residents stood in groups, watching panels flicker, whispering to each other. Some asked Adam what was happening. Go to your units, Adam said firmly. Stay put. They listened. There was something in his voice they trusted. The lower levels were colder. The air felt heavier. Adam opened access panels and checked cables, shaking his head. These lines are stretched beyond design, he said. They'll burn out. They already are, Lena said softly. She pointed. Adam followed her gaze and saw it, a faint shimmer in the air near a wall conduit. His instruments barely registered it, but Lena could sense it clearly. Energy leak, Adam said. Small but spreading. He worked fast, sealing the conduit and rerouting power. Sweat formed on his forehead. Minutes passed. Then hours. The station groaned. A deep sound ran through the walls like a long breath. Above them people waited. Some prayed. Some froze, unsure what to do. Systems slowed. Doors delayed opening. Heat levels dropped. Adam kept working. At one point, his hands shook from exhaustion. He leaned against the wall and closed his eyes for a second. Do not stop, Lena said gently. I won't, Adam replied, straightening. Not now. They moved from section to section. Lena guided him away from unstable flows and toward safe paths. When Adam trusted his instruments alone, he would have gone the wrong way more than once. Lena's awareness saved time. Saved systems. This one, she said at a junction. It is close to breaking. Adam opened the panel. Sparks jumped briefly before dying. He rerouted the line and reinforced it with spare plating. Hours later, the worst of the strain eased. The hum of the station became smoother, steadier. Lights stabilized. Air systems normalized. A quiet passed through the halls, followed by cautious movement. People began to step out of their units. Whispers turned into relieved voices. Adam sat on the floor, his back against the wall, breathing hard. Lena hovered beside him. It is not over, she said. But it will hold. Adam nodded. Because of you. Lena shook her head. Because you acted. Later, station control finally issued a message, thanking maintenance crews for preventing a full failure. Adam's name was mentioned once, quickly, among others. Lena's was not. Adam did not care. He returned to Lena's unit with her, making sure her systems were stable. The chair hummed smoothly. The lights glowed warm. Outside the window, the stars continued their slow movement, unaware of how close the station had come to silence. Adam sat beside Lena, too tired to speak. You did not wait, Lena said after a while. No, Adam replied. I never learned how. She looked at him, her eyes calm and deep. That is why humans survive, she said. Adam did not answer. He only watched the stars with her, knowing that when others waited, they had chosen to act, together. The station did not return to normal right away. Even after the power stabilized, many systems remained weak. Doors opened slower. Water pressure dropped at random times. Some areas stayed cold no matter how much heat was added. The failure had left scars, and those scars needed care. Adam did not stop working. Each cycle, he moved through the station with his tools, checking panels, listening to walls, watching the signs others ignored. This time he was not alone. Lena was with him whenever she could be. Her chair moved smoothly now, strong and steady after Adam's repairs. As they traveled, she focused, sensing the invisible paths of energy that flowed through the station like quiet rivers. Here, she would say sometimes, lifting her hand. This place is tired. Adam would open the panel and find wires worn thin, connectors overheated, systems pushed beyond their limits. He fixed what he could, marked what needed more work, and moved on. At first, people only watched. They stood at a distance, unsure. They saw a quiet human and a legless alien moving through restricted areas, fixing things without orders. Many had spent the crisis waiting for direction, frozen by fear or habit. Seeing Adam act had shaken something inside them. One cycle, a woman named Sarah approached Adam while he was sealing a power joint. Do you need help? She asked. Adam looked up, surprised. No one had offered before. He hesitated, then nodded. Yes, he said. Hold this steady. Sarah followed his instructions carefully. When the repair was done, she smiled. It's working, she said, almost amazed. It usually does, Adam replied. Word spread. Others began to follow them. A man named Tom carried tools. A young technician named Eli ran system checks. A quiet woman named Rose brought food and water, placing it nearby without asking questions. Lena noticed the change first. They are watching us differently, she said softly as Adam worked. Adam glanced around. People were no longer staring with doubt. They were learning. Listening. That's good, he said. Lena nodded. They see you. Adam shook his head. They see us. As cycles passed, Lena was no longer left behind in corners or ignored near windows. People greeted her. Some asked questions. Some asked for guidance when their sensors failed to explain strange readings. She answered calmly, never raising her voice. She did not try to impress. She simply told them what she felt, where the energy flowed smoothly and where it twisted under strain. They trusted her. One cycle, the station council called a meeting. Adam did not want to go. Meetings meant talking, explaining, reliving stress. But Lena encouraged him. They need to hear, she said. The room was crowded. Humans and aliens of many kinds filled the space. The lights were brighter than usual, the air tense. Adam stood near the back. Lena hovered beside him. A council member spoke about repairs, about resources, about blame. Adam listened quietly, his jaw tight. Then someone pointed toward him. He was there first, a voice said. He fixed the lower lines. Another voice followed. And she guided him. Eyes turned toward Adam and Lena. Adam felt heat rise to his face. He wanted to leave. Lena touched his arm lightly. Speak, she said. Adam stepped forward. His voice was steady, though his heart raced. The station failed because it was pushed too hard for too long, he said. No one noticed because no one was looking closely enough. This place doesn't need new systems. It needs care. Silence followed. Then Lena spoke. Strength is not speed, she said. It is attention. The words were simple, but they stayed. After that, things changed. Work groups formed. People stopped waiting for orders and started asking what needed to be done. The station slowly healed, not because of new technology but because people learned to work together. Adam noticed he was no longer eating alone. Someone always sat nearby now. Sometimes they spoke. Sometimes they did not. The silence felt shared, not empty. Lena's living unit became a meeting point. Not because she asked but because people felt calm there. They listened when she spoke. They learned to value what could not be seen. One cycle, Adam realized something as he watched Lena explain energy flow to a group of workers. She was smiling. Not the small careful smile from before but a real one. You're different, he said later. So are you, Lena replied. Adam thought about it. He was tired, always busy, but the weight inside him felt lighter. The station was still old. Life was still uncertain. But he was no longer carrying it alone. As the repairs continued, the station felt alive again. Not perfect, but steady. And for the first time in a long while, Adam felt like he belonged somewhere. Help arrived quietly. There was no loud celebration, no flashing lights across the station at first. A long-range signal reached the control center, calm and steady, announcing the approach of support ships from the inner systems. They carried engineers, medical teams, and new supplies. For many on the station, it felt like the end of a long breath they had been holding for too long. People gathered near the main windows to watch the ships slow and dock. Some smiled. Some cried. Some simply stood in silence, feeling relief wash over them. Adam stood near the edge of the docking bay, his hands resting at his sides. Lena hovered next to him, her chair steady and quiet. They are here, Lena said. Yes, Adam replied. The support crews moved quickly once aboard. They scanned systems, reviewed logs, and asked many questions. Adam answered when needed. He showed them the damaged areas, the temporary fixes, the places still weak but holding. One engineer looked at him with surprise. You kept this station running with almost nothing, she said. Adam shrugged. It wasn't just me. The engineer followed his gaze to Lena. She nodded politely. Medical staff checked residents. Supplies were handed out. New parts filled storage rooms. Slowly the station felt safer than it had in years. One cycle later, Adam was called to a private meeting. A representative from the inner system sat across from him, calm and well-dressed. You've done good work here, the representative said. We can offer you relocation. A stable station. Better pay. A fresh start. Adam listened quietly. A human world, the representative added. Closer to Earth. The word echoed in Adam's mind. For a moment, memories rose, rain, trees, voices. Then he thought of the old station. The worn halls. The people learning to care again. And Lena. Thank you, Adam said slowly. But I'm staying. The representative looked surprised. You're sure? Adam nodded. This place needs work. And I belong here. Later Adam told Lena. You chose to stay, she said, studying his face. Yes, Adam replied. I did. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, I am glad. Not long after, another change came. A team of human engineers approached Lena with a design. "We've been watching how you move," one of them said. "How you sense space. We think we can build something better. For you." They worked carefully, asking questions, listening. Adam helped when he could, adjusting parts, testing stability. The new mobility system was lighter, stronger, and shaped to fit Lena's body perfectly. It moved smoothly, responding not just to controls, but to her natural sense of balance and flow. When Lena tried it for the first time, she moved farther than she ever had before. She turned easily. She rose and lowered herself without strain. "It feels free," she said softly. Adam smiled. The day the system was finished, many gathered to watch. Not out of pity but respect. Lena was no longer someone to be overlooked. She was part of the station's strength. Cycles passed. The station changed. Slowly, carefully, it became a place people chose to stay. Work continued. Laughter returned to common areas. Repairs became improvements. No one was rushed away or left behind. Adam and Lena often returned to the docking bay window where they had first met. They watched ships arrive and leave, their lights blinking against the dark. "Do you ever wish to leave?" Lena asked one cycle. Adam thought about it. "No," he said. "Not anymore." Lena nodded. "Neither do I." They stood side by side, a human with no one and an alien who once had no place. Together they had built something stronger than metal or machines. They had built belonging. And the station, once forgotten, drifted on, not as a place of waiting but as a home.